Visions, your go-to place for all things true crime and horror. This is Story 5, The Roadside Killer. As the sun set behind the rolling hills of the California countryside, a lone car made its way down the deserted highway. The driver, a young woman named Emily, was on her way home from a long day at work. She had heard about the roadside killer who had been targeting women in the area, but she didn't think much of it. After all, she was careful and always locked her doors. As she drove, the road became darker and the trees seemed to loom closer. Suddenly, Emily's car began to sputter and she pulled over to the side of the road. She tried to start the engine, but it wouldn't turn over. She was stranded, alone, on a dark highway in the middle of nowhere. As she sat there, her nerves began to get the best of her. She couldn't shake the feeling that she was being watched. She checked her phone, but there was no signal. She was completely cut off from the rest of the world. Suddenly, she heard a noise outside. It was a faint scratching sound, like something was trying to open her car door. Emily's heart began to race. She looked around, trying to find something to defend herself with. That's when she saw him, a shadowy figure standing outside her car window. Emily screamed and hit the gas, but the car wouldn't start. The figure outside her window began to tap on the glass, then smashed it with his fist. Emily was trapped, with no way out. Just as she thought all was lost, she saw flashing lights in the distance. It was a police car, and they had come just in time. The roadside killer had struck again, but this time he had been caught. Emily was safe, but she would never forget the terror she had felt that night on the deserted highway. The roadside killer was eventually brought to justice, and his victims' families could finally find closure. But the memory of that dark time would haunt the small town for years to come, a constant reminder that evil could be lurking just around the corner.